Oh, didn't see you there. I was catching up on some reading on the all-new veteran Sherman-L. Oh, you wanna hear more about it? Well, you've come to the right place. This has a shocking amount of torque for such a big wheel.
Let's go. Sherman-L time. Doesn't roll off the tongue very nice though. This is my inaugural ride. I have not been on this thing yet. So, I have been excited for this Sherman-S replacement. I've been trying to order more Sherman-S's for a while, and Leaper Kim's like, you might not want to order them. That's because they knew they were working on this bad boy, and I'm really happy with it. I thought it was going to feel more top heavy, but it doesn't. And oh yeah, that's nice. It's smooth. It's stable. I like the tire. Gabe, question for you. Does it have acceleration assist on right now?
I think I have it on like 60%.
Okay. It's nice. It's really responsive. And I was worried about the tire because I read some things. I like it so far. I haven't taken any like sharp corners at high speeds yet, so we'll see. We'll see how that is. Here's a corner. There we go. This shoes, I just picked the wrong shoes. It's not horrible. Not horrible. It doesn't quite have that lean that I like out of a knobby, but it's still my first corner on it, so give me some more corners. But I just want to mention too, like this handle, it's their best handle ever made. It feels rock solid. Yeah, it clips in nicely. I just, well done. I love the handle. It's like sometimes it's funny, like little things you don't really, I don't know, it's not a deal breaker for most people, but it's nice having a better handle. The kickstand doesn't have those sharp, jagged legs on it, which honestly weren't really necessary. So that's also a nice perk. So yeah, this wheel is gonna be for those who like to tour, go on long rides, that hate range anxiety, that wanna go as far as they can. And you're not gonna get too much more range on any other wheel, with the exception of some of the bigger Begode wheels. But you got the Leaper Kim quality on this. So yeah, okay, so you definitely turn a little bit different. I just noticed on that corner back there, it just felt, I need to dig my heels in more or something to get that lean on the turn. But I shall report more once I've got a little bit more riding on this thing. Okay, I like the tire. It's growing on me. Couple turns now. Yeah, I like it. I actually really like it. All right, street tire for the win. It's really stable. It feels really easy to ride. I think the Lynx has a better overall ride feel. It feels a little bit less top heavy-ish, but I honestly don't think it's that bad. I heard people saying this thing is gonna be top heavy, but oh, the car's nice. I don't know, man. I like it. I like it a lot. It's nice. It's nice. So I think it's gonna be a really safe wheel too for someone that just wants to cruise around and maybe hit higher speeds when they're cruising on back roads. But it's, what's that? Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, right. Because the hall sensor is, you probably saw Leaper Kim's video, them just pulling out the hall sensor wire and the thing's still riding. You don't get as much power when you have a hall sensor failure, but that's pretty cool because a lot of cutouts happen because of hall sensor failures. And some of the other companies said they did the same thing previously. I thought S22 did that, but it turns out it didn't really work all that well, did it? No, but you can. I never do the hill, you know this. Yeah, I don't think, and this thing has unlimited power. Yeah, and that tire actually has a little bit of grip. It's like, it's more than just a street tire. It's like a bit of an enduro tire. If you're a one-wheel float life fan, they make a tire for the one wheel that kind of. And let's be honest, this is a street wheel. It's not a trail wheel, but it is a wheel that could be taken on trails. Woo! Wow. Effortless, like, and that's only 20, but like it really accelerates easy already. It already feels so effortless. I can't imagine what the difference would feel like. But... Oh yeah, weird. That's an interesting sensation. Like, it almost feels like the pedals are dipping, but it doesn't feel like a pedal dip. It's this very comforting lean. I don't know how to describe it. Woo! Wow. This thing is so stable. It's so stable at speed. I actually really like the tire. Big fan of the tire. But that's interesting. And I do notice a difference, definitely.
Yeah, with the assist, like once you learn to get used to it and trust it, it's really comforting, isn't it?
I don't see any reason why I would turn it off. And if you're like going to Whistler for the Sea to Sky Highway, then and you're just cruising all the way up there, why wouldn't you want it on? But you gonna do the big trip under review?
Maybe. I'm gonna be doing the 8 Costco's.
The 8 Costco's. Yeah. We have 8 Costco's in the Lower Mainland, and he's gonna hit them all in one charge.
Kilometer ride.
How many kilometers?
200 something.
Wow. And so are you gonna?
Have to charge at some point.
Or you keep the speed really low and see if you can hit 200. I really do love veteran suspension. So yeah, I feel like I'm not a big wheel guy. Like the V13 took me a while to acclimatize to, and in the end I ended up liking it, but I would never own it. I never buy it, it's too big for me. This thing feels like a big wheel that I could actually own. But you live in a small apartment, you can only really have one or two wheels, and so I don't know if this would be my main wheel. I still think the Lynx would take it for me, but the Lynx and like the Falcon, those are you get a best of both worlds, I feel. I just want to ride the Falcon all the time. That thing is a playful, awesome fun. Yeah, yep, like the tire. All right.
My visor is fogging up whenever I jump. You know what? Here's my face. Hello. I'm gonna keep this off for now because I can't see when I'm jumping with this thing on. All right, I'm gonna start off with the smaller jumps. You know, it's kind of nice. I don't know, in a very weird, hefty way, because it's so big, it just carries its momentum through the air. And I've actually jumped a Sherman-S before. It felt very sluggish, of course, because it's a Sherman-S, but this makes up for it with the abundance of torque in this thing. Torque. Oh, those jumps are so annoyingly steep. Actually, a lot of these ones are kind of nice. Oh man, you see the torque there? This is a shocking amount of torque for such a big wheel. I came into that super slow and I had to like emergency accelerate up the ramp, and I did it. I'm gonna see if I can get one clean run, of course. It's hard because it's so steep, but like you need to take it with a lot of speed and send it really high. But I think what I messed up was I didn't lean back enough. A little jump lesson with Gabe. The steeper the jump, the more you have to lean back. Otherwise, you're gonna over torque your wheel coming up and fly over the front of it. Not very pleasant. nor is stepping on a wheel with a folded pedal. Ah! Yeah, the fast-ace progressive shock is nice for this application, but I find it a little bit too stiff for the street. So, you know, I honestly think I would have preferred them to use the linear shock from the Sherman-S in this wheel. Ah, taste it again. The progressiveness, like sacrificing a bit of that nice cushy suspension travel for a stiffer spring makes it stiffer overall, and I feel like it's not as soft and comfortable on the street as I'd like it to be.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think like it would be interesting to put the Sherman-S spring, like the linear spring, into this. I think that would make it way more comfortable for street riding.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, it's like great for taking big impacts and stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. So I've had a little bit more time with Sherman-L than Bradley has. This is literally his first time riding it, so very first impressions. But I took it out for a couple days last week. Ran kind of a semi-scientific range test where I was able to get 151 kilometers on a charge, riding at an average speed of around 35 kilometers an hour. Pretty good. I mean, this is just a Lynx with a 4,000 watt hour battery. What more could you ask? And like, you know, as a Lynx rider who has like mild range anxiety still, it's kind of refreshing to like ride a whole 20 to 30 kilometers and not even drop a bar of battery. I know there's that audience, people that prefer smaller battery wheels and fast charging often, but I think in my personal opinion, I just prefer not to charge as much or at all in a trip. I think that's nice. And like Librachem, once again, managed to do an amazing job saving weight. This thing weighs only 102 pounds, which is still a pretty hefty machine, but considering the battery size and the range you get, it's pretty light. I have two major gripes about this otherwise amazing wheel. One is that Librachem for some reason refuses to make nice and grippy studded pedals, so I do find my feet slipping a little bit. And number two, where's the seat? Like, this is a long range cruising wheel. How am I supposed to enjoy my long range cruises if my butt hurts as soon as I sit down? Now, luckily I've conditioned my butt, I've strengthened it, I've fortified it from my S18 days. But like, you know, it'd be nice to have a nice cushy seat included in the
We're gonna have to wait for some company to make an accessory for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like I think Beidou is designing one right now. I might take a crack at designing a seat too. Maybe if I make a bunch of them, we can throw them in the packages. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise I love the way this handles and the way it throws its weight around. I'm really impressed at how they could make a wheel this size as responsive as it is. Now, it doesn't have the same off-the-line responsiveness as the Lynx does. But that being said, I actually find it to be a bit more responsive than the Lynx at the higher speeds. The Lynx zippiness kind of dies off at that 60 kilometer an hour mark, but when I reach that on this wheel, it's still willing to carry its speed when you ask for it.
I really overall like this thing. I will say, as we were coming into this jump part, going through the nimble section to get here, you feel the heaviness when you're riding some nimble trail-esque stuff. So it's probably not going to be a trail wheel for anyone. But if you own it and you have a trail nearby that you want to cruise, it's still going to do the trick, but you're not going to be doing single track on this thing, and there's better wheels for that. But overall, it feels so comfortable. It's one of those wheels I think even a beginner could get and acclimatize to it pretty quick because of the weight, the suspension, the tire, and everything feels really stable and easy to ride. And I like easy to ride, especially because for our customer base at EVs, we really try to get new people into riding. And this is one of those wheels I know we could get new riders into right away. We did it with the Sherman all the time. And now you got even more range. And honestly, cool tire. I really do like the tire.